Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tony Climbs. This episode here, we're down in the northwest room of Seattle Bouldering Project, working on the comp climbs from, I guess like there's a mock children's comp or like young adult comp happening here. So I started off with this red one here, which actually kind of kicked my butt because I didn't look at this climb really at all. So I just kind of hopped on it and trying to like work my way around it. Then I realized, oh, there's just a hold right there I can just grab onto. So let me do that. And I reach around and I'm able to grab onto it easily. Get the hands up, reach over, bump that left foot up just a little bit, and then I'm able to grab the top. Nice and simple. Then another relatively easy climb to help me warm up. This green one here. Grab onto it, stand up, reach across, get the feet up onto the volume so I can move across here, and I skipped a lot of holds. This purple one though, however, a nice warm-up climb, and also very fun. Get that right hand up, and then that right hand over after matching, swing the feet over, match onto it again with the left hand. I kind of like switch up how I'm holding onto this here. Then I'm able to drop that left foot so I can grab onto this. Press up into these holds here, and in between the volumes and everything. Get that foot over so I'm able to grab the top. And then find a nice little foot right there and then match onto that. Felt pretty happy. Now this orange climb here was a little bit scary. Starting off here, getting the hands up and under here just to be able to stand. And then I get my feet up just a little bit, grab onto that, match onto it. And then here, I get my foot on top of that volume, flat. Try to just kind of do like a pseudo pistol, like an assisted pistol squat. Try to get my foot up, but I don't quite make it. One of my friends gives me excellent beta here. It's very helpful. Stand, match onto this here. This is the beginning just like normal. Grab onto this here, stand, and then switch hands so I'm able to kind of like pull with my right, push with my left, get that foot up. Feels good. Stand up here, kind of lean over and crimp on that just a little bit. And then move the feet across here. But here I got a little scared because my shoes started moving on my foot, which was a little unsettling. And as I'm trying to get my hand over, I like freak out and I'm like, okay, let's just bail. So I bail and I try a different orange climb here. Try to bump up to there. And then I try to move that hand and there's just no grip there. So I'm like, all right, let's try a different one. Try this black one here. Give it a couple tries. Stand up. Try to reach my way over. It doesn't quite work. What I'm not doing here, and you'll see it later on in the video, is I'm not getting my foot on top of the start hold, which is kind of a big deal. But I am able to get that foot over. And I try to just like, it feels really sketchy, but I'm like, okay, maybe not, maybe not. So instead I try going into the corner here and I just try this black climb in the corner. Initially I'd go out with my right hand first, but I realize that's not the way to do it. I'm sitting here, I swing over, I grab onto that there. I then realize that I either have to have superhuman strength to kind of rotate my whole like lower half over there, or I have to figure out a different way. I couldn't figure out really which way to go about it. So I just tried to kind of like spaz around there for a little bit and nothing really ended up happening. But I do end up asking a friend, and he gives me some nice beta for that climb, which you'll see here in a little bit. I then come back over here. You see I get my foot back onto the start hold. And here I try to reach over and try to pull up, but I don't quite make it. So a little bit of a bummer there, but I just need to commit more, I think. Now here, this is where I get that better beta and I get that start just better overall. I I want to swing the feet over. I realize, okay, I need to kind of have this almost like I'm doing a chin up where my hands are, my palms are facing towards me as I'm swinging. So you can see I'm swinging here, get that foot over, which I felt super happy about. But then I open my body away from the wall, which is the wrong thing to do. I need to switch my hands around and how I'm opening my body up. And I need to go here and then switch the hand back over so I can open my body towards the wall. Once I'm here, get up with that hand, press, 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 reach over, and then get the foot up there, stand up, and from here, it's a nice, easy match to the top. Super happy with that one. Really happy I got that one done. Up next, we have this orange climb here. Now this orange climb, again, a little difficult, but still nothing too, nothing too hard here. Kind of do the same thing where I go up, switch the hands, get that foot up on top of that volume. And again, another beta help from a friend here. I got the right hand over, and what she told me to do was get more underneath this top hold here, which is what I try to do here. Really try to get that hand under there, and you can see I'm basically directly under it. Stand up into it, I match onto it, and I drop off. Not the most controlled finish, but it's a finish nonetheless, I say. But if you don't think so, let me know in the comics. Not the comics, the comments down below. This purple one here, honestly, start was a little hard, but that first hold really deep and actually felt really good after I just committed towards it. This is a really interesting purple climb. It's a bat hang finish. I'm really weak with bat hang, so I'm just trying here. Get this heel in, which felt really good. And then I kind of scrunched up here so I could get my feet onto it as best as I could. I'm trying my best here. I drop down, one hand, I match onto it. I don't get the 3 seconds. It's a very quick 3 seconds, but it felt solid. I gave myself a finish there just because of, whatnot. This orange one's kind of just an interim climb here. I was just looking at another orange climb that looked doable. It ended up not being very doable for myself, but that's okay. Sometimes that's how climbing goes, is you got to kind of, get kicked in the jaw a little bit. This purple one though, however, also, I didn't really want to do that much. I was hoping I could static it here by just kind of spanning out. Definitely have to do it at more dynamic move. And this green one here, honestly, this is a great green climb. I think it takes a lot of control and a lot of foot placement here, because as you'll see here, as I'm coming up the wall, I get that right foot. I go up to there and I try to get my left and right foot up there. That's a really slippery hold when you're kind of at that low angle to it. They started to close, rope off this area because the comp kids were coming to do their mock competition. And so I was like, okay, let's do this quick. I got that foot up there, but in here I'm really kind of getting a good angle on it. I'm able to swing my feet across and get the feet up onto that volume and then match onto it to finish. Last, I'm just trying this blue one again here. I think I can do this. There was a guy with us today that got really close to doing it. He's inspiring me to try harder and do this more. Here, I try to adjust my hand and I just completely fall off, unfortunately. I then try to give it a second try here, get the feet turned around, try to stand up here, try to get that foot out there, and I'm so tired at that point after doing all those climbs downstairs. Took it out of me. But we always finish on a win here, or try to finish on a win. I want to say I'm 99% finishing on a win, but we try to finish on just a completion, no matter how hard or easy it is, just to have one good thing to finish off the day. Get that foot up there, nice big move up to that hold, and then match the top. Boom, drop down, tail of the tape. Nothing too crazy, honestly. That red one, honestly, was a little silly and funny. just, you know, wasn't paying attention, should have read the route. You know, I think that's a good learning lesson for myself, is I need to just read the routes better. And I wouldn't fail on climbs that I should be able to flash very easily. But still, great session, super happy for it. If you liked the video, leave me a like down below, or leave me a comment as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content I put out. And as always, keep on climbing.